Hello. I'm back with one of the OP underdog tanks right now in MLBB. None other than Mr. Minotaur. He cute, but don't let that fool you. This bull can flip the game upside down if you use him right. I know, we've been sleeping on him for too long, like long. But now, it's time for this sleeping giant to wake up from his hibernation and absolutely shine. This season, he's in it 100%, like his hammer is channeling Thor's power or something. Honestly, I already knew since last season that Minotaur was a great counter against beefy opponents. But now, at the start of Season 37, players are starting to notice. Some are even banning him. And check this. According to MLBB's own stats, Minotaur's ban rate is still pretty low, around 0.67% compared to the usual mainstream tank. The pick rate for Minotaur is still at just 0.37%, even with such a low ban rate. That means, in short, even if he's not banned, he's still not a preferable tank for most players right now. Most players still go for tanks like Belerick, Tigreal, or Franco. Meta or not, people just feel safe picking them. And yeah, they're solid picks, I get it. But with all these annoying buffed healers and supports ruining ranked games lately, it's honestly the perfect time to guide you toward the one tank that's been silently holding all the power. Minotaur is a sleeping giant who can totally change the course of the game if you play him smart. The moment he hits rage mode and drops that ult in the middle of your team, it's a full team knockup followed by chaos. He turns team fights around like it's nothing. The truth is, Minotaur isn't flashy. He's not a highlight machine like Franco hooks or Tigreal flicker ults, but what he is consistent, disruptive, and clutch when it matters. He counters dive heroes, supports your squishy backliners, and sustains your whole team mid-fight with his heal. And when you pair that with strong positioning and rage awareness, you become a problem. So if you're tired of your team getting wiped by burst combos or those healer supports dragging out fights, Minotaur is your answer. Now let's get back to the big question. Why is Minotaur OP right now? First of all, Minotaur is a tank that brings a rare combination of sustain, crowd control, and team utility all in one big, beefy body. What Minotaur does. He's not just there to soak up damage like a punching bag. He actually heals your team, disrupts the enemy. Here's the breakdown. Alright, if you're new to Minotaur, let me break down his skills with real simple examples so you know what this big guy actually does. Skill 1, Despair Stomp. Minotaur jumps and slams the ground, slowing down enemies around the area. Example, imagine the enemy is trying to run away or chase your teammate. You jump in front of them, boom. They get slowed, making it harder to escape or chase. And if you're using this during your ultimate, it becomes a knock-up, so they get thrown in the air, basically stunned, and that gives your team a free opening to finish them. Skill 2, Motivation Roar. Minotaur roars and heals himself and nearby teammates. It also gives him a bit of defense. Example, let's say your marksman is low on HP during a fight. You just walk close and press skill 2 and boom, your whole team gets healed a bit. And if you use this during your ult, the healing becomes way stronger. It's like you're giving your team a second life during the fight. Ultimate, Minoan Fury. This is Minotaur's big power move. When you press it, he slams the ground 3 times, slowing and knocking enemies up. Example, so imagine 5 enemies grouped together, diving your hyper. You jump in with flicker, press ult, and boom. 3 giant smashes in a row. Everyone gets knocked up, slowed, and they can't move. Your hyper gets the space to breathe and unleash damage. Your teammates follow up, and the enemy team just crumbles. That's how you turn team fights completely around. In-game tips from my experience, Minotaur Season 37, when to engage. Only engage when your teammates are nearby. Minotaur is all about staying close to your team. He's not a solo brawler, he's a team protector. If you stick with your squishy teammates, heal them, and use your ult at the right time, you're going to be a hero every fight. Minotaur is tanky, sure, and yes, he can heal. But if you dive in alone thinking you'll survive just because you're the bull, heavy damage dealers will melt you fast, and you'll end up wasting your ult for nothing. His power lies in team synergy. Wait for your teammates to close in, then make your move. He's not the kind of tank that shines solo. He's built to enable and protect. When to drop his ultimate. Use his ult wisely. Don't just slam it on one person unless the situation is desperate. Best time to use it? When 2 or more enemies are grouped up. But if you're running with a teammate and both of your HP is low and just one enemy is chasing, go ahead. Drop that ult. Saving lives is still worth it. Otherwise, save it for team fights. That's where Minotaur's ultimate truly shines. And always combo it properly. First, use skill 1 to jump in, then instantly unleash your ult. Why? Because skill 1 will position you right in the middle of the enemy, and if landed well, the knock-up from skill 1 plus the slam of your ult will maximize crowd control and cause instant chaos. Minotaur is not fast. He doesn't have dashes or fancy movement skills like some other tanks, so you need to compensate for that with map awareness. Always keep an eye on the mini-map. Ask yourself constantly, which lane needs me the most? Who's about to get ambushed? Can I help secure the turtle or distract during Lord fights? And please, don't babysit your marksman the entire match. You are not a personal bodyguard, you are a roamer, so rotate. Pro tip, whenever you see the speed boost waterway near turtle or Lord, use it to rotate faster. Those speed zones are gold for tanks like Minotaur. Build strategy, how I do it. As I've always said, I don't believe in fixed pre-builds. Every match is different, and as a frontline tank, your build should adapt depending on the enemies you're facing. There are two things that will decide whether you win or lose. 1. Game awareness. Knowing the map, rotating smart, understanding when to fight and when to hold, reading your teammates and their positioning. 2. You're the frontline. If you crumble, your backline falls with you. Always counter build based on enemy items. Is their MM shredding you? Build dominance ice or blade armor. Is their mage bursting you down? Go for Athena's shield or radiant armor. Fighters with lifesteal? Get dominance or sea halberd effect via Ice Queen wand if support builds are needed. Forget about what your hyper, mage, or marksman are building. Your main focus is the enemy damage dealers and tanks. If you don't build to counter them, you'll get melted like cotton candy. One must-have item, Flask of the Oasis. No matter what build path you choose, Flask of the Oasis is a core item for Minotaur. What Flask of the Oasis does: unique passive blessing. When you heal or shield an ally, they gain an additional shield equal to 10% of their max HP plus 150 for 3 seconds. This passive has a 10-second cooldown per ally. Before versus after Flask of the Oasis, realistic difference. Before taking Flask, Minotaur's skill 2 heals based on his magic power missing HP. It's decent, but in team fights, the healing often feels underwhelming, especially if your allies are getting bursted quickly. No shield effect, so your teammates are vulnerable right after the heal. After taking Flask, each time you use skill 2, teammates don't just get healed, they get a bonus shield on top of it. The shield scales with their max HP, so your fighters and tanks get a huge durability boost. This extends their survival window during fights, letting them reposition, counterattack, or bait more cooldowns. It amplifies his healing ability by giving a bonus shield to allies when he heals them. It synergizes perfectly with skill 2, turning small trades into huge teamfight advantages. In clutch moments, it can save multiple lives and completely shift momentum. Why I think Minotaur is better than Estes, Florin, Rafaela, or Angela. To me, Minotaur is the perfect healer, support, damage-soaking tank, way more versatile than the hype pure healers like Estes, Florin, Rafaela, or Angela. Here's the real talk. Those healers can out-heal Minotaur when their hyper-tanky teammates are alive, but they're not frontline tanks. They're squishy and easy targets for enemy hypers like Guzian, Saber, Yin, Natalia. They've got big ult cooldowns and 0 defensive layers, so they get one-shotted guaranteed in high-pressure games. Minotaur, way tankier. I've never had a smart enemy hyper one-shot me when I'm playing Minotaur, ever. Plus, Minotaur deals solid damage for a tank, so he's not just soaking, he's contributing to kills too. No shade to those healers, I respect them. But I've done my PhD in Frontline Heroes, and right now, Minotaur is the best fit for the current meta. Recent buffs to Minotaur. The latest patch, 1.964, brought some key updates that enhance Minotaur's strengths. Let me break it down real easy for you. 1. His ultimate is more reliable now. Minotaur's ultimate can only be stopped by suppression, not by any regular CC like stun or knockup. That means you can now safely use your ult in teamfights without it getting cancelled easily. unless the enemy uses a rare suppression skill like Franco's ultimate, Bloody Hunt, is one of the few suppression skills in the game, Kaja's ult. And yes, it can cancel Minotaur's ult instantly. His defense is way stronger now. Minotaur used to be a bit squishier early game, but now they buffed his physical and magic defense stats so he can take more hits from fighters and mages even before building items. Here's what changed. Physical defense went from 18-23 Thyre, magic defense went from 10-15. That means he'll survive better against basic attacks and magic damage right from level 1. 3. He scales better as the game goes on. As Minotaur levels up, his defense gets better too. They increase the amount of defense he gains each level. Physical defense growth 5.5, 6.7. Magic defense growth, what this means 4. So now, even in late game, he becomes much harder to kill, even without building full tank. What this means for you. You can engage teamfights more confidently now. Your ult won't get interrupted unless it's a suppression. You'll survive longer, especially in early game. Even if you're new to tanking, Minotaur will feel sturdier and safer to play now. I'm not saying Minotaur is the best tank out there right now, but in this current meta, he's definitely a strong pick. So yeah, keep him in your bucket list and trust me, mastering him won't be a waste of time. Of course, it all depends on your taste and playstyle. We all have our own preferences. Just make sure whichever hero you choose to try out, know your hero, know their strengths, and play with a positive mindset. That's how you grow and actually enjoy the game. Now for my next video, I'll be talking about marksmen and fighters, because honestly, some gold and XP laners lately are just ruining the game. I don't know what's happening, but it's never been this bad. So I'll be putting out a video soon on what not to do as a gold or X laner, along with some helpful tips and tricks, so definitely stay tuned for that. And hey, huge thanks for watching till the end. To all the Minotaur pros out there, drop your wisdom in the comments and help us all get better with the bull. I'll see you all in the next video.